Good morning, everybody. I'm excited to kick off the programming today. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us at Audacy today. And Mark, thank you for being just such a terrific partner to Brand Innovators. We are just thrilled to be a Brand Innovators partner. One of the things that I get to do in my role, it really is a privilege and it's super humbling, is I get to travel around to the different markets where we have a presence in 47 markets around the country. And what's going on in this market in Southern California, it's just really special. Jeff talked about the brands that we have, the over-the-air brands. You couple that with the talent that we have and the live talent that we put on, and then you put the national content on top of that. And it's just an incredible, incredible listening and entertainment experience we're delivering to 200 million people every single month. And it's a great opportunity for advertisers. So we're glad to showcase that today. And to me, the secret in all of it is the talent. And we're going to kick off this programming with some of our talent. So I'm going to bring up on stage a guy named Josh Brubaker, also known as Brew on the radio, also known as the CEO of TikTok Radio. He is a multifaceted, multi-talented guy, and he's just a really good person. Josh, come on up. Bruce, say hello. There, I'll How we doing,
Good morning. Doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. Work here every day, but it's cool to see some other faces post-COVID, in the building. We're using the space finally.
So, to me, one of the most interesting things is your story. You're a Michigan guy. Now you're here in the City of Lights. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you're working on now that's got you super excited.
Absolutely. So I started my career really young, kicked it off at age 18 in the broadcasting mecca of Bad Axe, Michigan. That is in the thumb for anyone who uses the map, where most of my listeners were farm animals. I started actually on an AM station. Country. So thank you for your condolences. It was tough, but it was a blast because I knew what I wanted to do at that age, and I was able to jump right into the medium and the career, and learned a lot of things. Was able to mess up a ton, and from there just slowly moved up year after year. I got to go to Toledo shortly after that, which is where I kind of grew up, right on the border of Michigan and Ohio, and then got pulled up to the bigger leagues in Detroit. Loved it there, was there for a few years, and that's kind of like the pride. Thought I made it at that point. I made it to the biggest market where I was from, and big sports fan. Again, thank you for condolences on that. The Lions, Pistons, and Tigers and Red Wings. And then COVID happened where, we all were kind of stuck with a ton of time, and it was an interesting place where you had to kind of innovate and find new things to just interact with the audience. And that brought up TikTok, and I started making content on that, and quickly gained a big following that was just centered around my show and radio and my personality. And that just opened up all sorts of doors, and was able to come out to LA a little over a year ago. So it's been about a year and a half. And since then, my show's been launched national. So I'm in about 18 markets for top 40, and then another 30 something for country, doing a specialty weekend. It's all full circle, came back to the country format, but I love it. And it's been so fun. So that's kind of the career background.
So to me, I mean, you're Bruce, very humble. 4 million followers on TikTok, and I have almost 40 on Instagram. So I get it. I get what you're, what you're putting up with. But what's the most interesting is the way your fans follow you just fluidly across media, over the air, onto the stream, live. You were just, in Detroit at the football game. Like, how are you creating those connections with fans, and like, what is it that keeps them coming back?
It was a crazy time because millions of followers kind of filed in during that period of COVID to now. And it's a tough thing to try to like pinpoint exactly what it was. And it's a lot of experimentation and posting content that you like and also like is doing well. And I got really lucky, and also was able to identify kind of early on that people were coming for, my personality. And I was like, man, people love radio. But no, it was more so about who I am as a person, and, the content centered around it. And I guess I got lucky with, what I was making was focused on my radio show and my daily life. And it just worked really, really well. So was happy that I was able to capitalize on just putting out what I was doing already on the radio. And it made this like paradigm of I'm doing the content already on the radio, putting it on TikTok. And it's like me as a person. I wasn't doing any kind of act or anything. So it was really easy and a blessing to be able to have that. So as this grows, the content kind of leans more lifestyle now because that's what people get attached to. You know, it's the personality. And in your first question too, you asked about like what's coming up and what we're excited about. It's just opening new doors through the app and different medias. So it's translating into hosting live events. You know, I was just in New York for Fashion Week, which, you know, a year ago, if you'd have told me I was doing anything with fashion, I mean, my mom picked this outfit. So it didn't make much sense, but it was cool to host that stuff and, you know, build relationships with like the Lions to where I can go and sit with Barry Sanders and watch their game and chuck t-shirts to the third row. So, you know, it's a really cool thing that where you can build a brand around yourself where it's authentic. And we're finding that nowadays, that's the most important thing. People are smart and they can see through a lot of things. So being your authentic self and making content that you actually enjoy has been kind of like the secret to my success.
That's awesome. You also did the red carpet for Top Gun Maverick. I just saw it on the way out from New York yesterday. It's awesome flick.
Yeah.
How was
Oh
that?
my God. Well, don't watch it on an airplane. They added it to the screens on airplanes, and that is a rough choice because I mean, there's
It's
planes
still pretty
going
good,
down.
but you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's true. Yeah,
it's a really stressful movie.
exploding. Let me.
But
Yeah.
yeah, interviewing Tom Cruise and guys like John Hamm and Miles Teller, like it's unbelievable. I mean, you look in Tom's eyes, and it's just he stares into your soul. But it was a really cool experience. You know, a once in a lifetime thing.
So, you know, we're our audience here. We've got thousands more streaming. They're advertisers, right? They look after brands, they invest in brands. So when they're making their decisions and thinking about attaching themselves to content, to personalities, to talent, what advice would you give our advertising community out here about how best to leverage talent like you and your peers at Audacy?
Yeah. Well, of course, you know, you always want to look at the numbers and everyone always gets kind of like surrounded by like how many followers or what the engagement is and stuff. But it always comes back, I feel like, to the best fit and who's going to represent your brand well. And even though I do radio and sometimes it might seem like a niche thing, having it based around like my like values and lifestyle stuff, it's really about the best fit. So I think finding those creators who will represent you well. And also something that I'm seeing is they all have like a set structure of what they want to do content wise and then pick the person. And sometimes that doesn't fit well and the stuff flops, whether it's content or the engagement and everything. So I would recommend to like bring them in, almost have them consult because that's what we want to do. We want to see the success and the partnership with the brands do well to have that long-term type of deal. And sometimes we just know, I mean, we have success on these medias and mediums because of, you know, the understanding of how they work and how to reach our audiences. So to have them come in and help build out that content, you know, can't tell you how many like contests you try to do through TikTok and that stuff just gets, you know, it's like shadow banned or blocked or whatever. So there's different ways to get your message across and have really good interaction in a natural and organic way.
I love that. Get with the talent and build it organically. And especially around audio. Audio is content that can be created really quickly and really high quality. So great counsel. I know we're getting close to the end here, Brew. Sports fan, Lions guy. Now in the town of the Rams and the Chargers. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Like, what are you seeing for the NFL season?
I don't know. It's tough. The Lions look good. I'm going to say that. I will not get my hopes up about that. But I was actually at the Super Bowl last year, which was pretty amazing. Got to go to SoFi and see the Rams play in like their home court, you know, and single tear might have fallen when Stafford finally won. So I'm happy for him. I'm glad the Lions are doing well. I don't know who's fans of who here, but the Chiefs look really good. I mean, to lose Tyreek Hill and keep rolling, you know, with Patty Mahomes, they look pretty good. So
awesome. All right. Well, listen, you're a good man. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. And thank you very much. Again, I'll see y'all later today. And thank you all for joining us here today.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys.